Here's a list of things that have been announced in this year's budget that might be slightly unusual if you missed them. Customs duty on the import of certain parts like camera lens and other mobile phone parts has been reduced. Meanwhile, the concession on tax on lithium-ion cells for batteries remains for another year. This could make mobile phone manufacturing in India cheaper, which could mean that mobiles would be cheaper if they're made in India. Another thing that's been announced is that electric chimneys will be costlier if they're imported, which means if you're going to fit one in your kitchen, you may as well look for one that's made in India. If you're a smoker, the tax on cigarettes has been raised by about 16%, which makes them that bit more costlier in a year where inflation's higher. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman also said that any earnings from online gaming can now be taxed either when withdrawn or at the end of a financial year. Earlier, you had to have an income of above 10,000 rupees to be eligible to pay tax on those earnings, but now any earnings made through things like online gaming will be taxed immediately or at the end of the financial year. In the budget, the Finance Minister also announced a slew of measures to promote tourism in India. Another thing that was there in the budget is the fact that sending funds abroad other than for investment or for the purchase of foreign tours will now attract a tax of 20% instead of the 5% that it was earlier. A slightly unusual thing in this year's budget is the fact that customs tax on pecan nuts has gone from 100% to 30%. It's not quite clear who that discounts for really. Also, if you're getting a warm blood horse, you'd better be a sports person of outstanding eminence, because the customs tax on a warm blood horse imported by a sports person of outstanding eminence for training purposes has gone from 30% to 0%. So it's that bit cheaper to get that warm blood horse from abroad if you need it for training. The government has also raised the tax on imported vehicles by 5 to 10% depending on the kind of vehicle. The tax on imported cycles, toys and toy parts has also been increased to promote its manufacture in India instead.